Hey YouTube, it's me, Living Out Loud, and I really just wanted to shoot a quick video out. I'm like super excited. I just finished running this candle spell. I actually just called it to a close. Not yesterday, but the day before. I felt that I had finally I got the feeling that my I was going to be answered, and that my work was going to be fruitful. So I just kind of I wanted to share it with you because I was so super excited about it. Okay, I'm in the middle of moving my altars and stuff around for um, getting ready for spring and whatnot. So excuse my mess over here. I want to show you where this rested, okay? And I'm going to take my final one and just kind of show you its resting area here. I don't know if you can see it so well, but I try to surround it. There's 7 heads up pennies around the entire base of the candle, okay? And I have some jasmine flowers sprinkled with some cloves in the spaces. Sure if you can really see that very well. But then I surrounded it with some carnelian, and there is some citrine, the merchant stone, as well as some hiddenite and some fuchsite to kind of empower those a little bit more, as well as same reasoning for my selenite and my kyanite being there. And then also I have my pyrite Merkaba. I just kind of wanted to put any and all of my prosperity drawing stones that I had, or at least some of them, I should say. And then now back to these candles. Okay, so I started with an oil for the outside, and I actually found it inside of this wonderful book right here. But for those of you who don't really know me, which is like all of you, I'm a very eclectic witch, and I like to pull from everything. And like even in my regular life as a mother and a cook, and I've always like looked at cookbooks and I was like, okay, that's a good place to start. Let's see what I can do with that. And that's exactly what I did here. I used a money drawing oil. It's actually called Calling Abundance Oil. And as you see there, it has chamomile, cedar, patchouli, and a few drops of clove, okay? So I use this oil, actually a slight variation to it, and I made myself up my own compelling oil. So then, I just anointed the candles with my intent, and also I made up an herb blend that just has some chamomile and jasmine and some cloves, just kind of finely ground up. And then I also like to crush selenite up. I think it adds just a little bit more punch to it, and that there's a little bit of that in there. Okay, so my first candle, okay, I did take my intent off of the back of this already, because like I originally wasn't going to make a YouTube video on this whatsoever, but I took my intent off of it because, that was for me and my knowledge, but I was going, put these in the freezer so I could pop out the wax, and then I was going to reuse my glass for another money working, but I decided to hold off so I could watch to see how it goes. So I'm definitely new to candle magic, okay? And like my first views on this, okay, so I can tell that is super cloudy, right? And so that tells me that I might have some trouble, at least from what I've read, that there's something maybe blocking my working. I needed to work a little harder at it, okay? I also tried to feed this candle. This was the first candle I had ever tried to feed, and I think that might have been my problem. Not because I was feeding it, but because I overfed it, okay? So yeah, I kind of goofed this one up, right? Obviously, I didn't put all that in at once. I dropped a little bit, and I included my chant that I had used with my spell. Um, so when I came to see that this was how it was left, very cloudy, very, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this again. Enter my second candle. Okay. So this one definitely had a little bit better of a burn, I would say. What you're seeing up here, okay, is little bits of selenite. I keep an actual old vintage salt and pepper shaker full of crushed selenite. I like to use it for some extra punch. And it doesn't want to go where it belongs. But anyways, this candle, I changed it a little bit. I didn't feed it with the money. I felt that the money I had surrounding it, I didn't want to smother this. I thought maybe I was just putting too much into it. Sometimes I overthink things. Okay. But I definitely felt like my clouding on my glass was a lot better. The wax left over as well was pretty even. When you're supposed to separate the candles, right? For future, past, present. And I didn't feel like there was any unevenness there. So, like, I felt that my working was going the right way. I just had to put a little bit more into it. At least that's what I was being told. Okay, let me pull this out. Okay. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Okay, so here is my third and final candle that I ran. Okay, and again, the entire time I anointed with my own personal money compelling calling abundance oil, right? And I fed it with my herbs. Um, Now, I didn't put nearly as much of my change in this one as I did the first one. Again, I was too worried about suffocating it, right? So, this one, it was really interesting that when I fed the money into the candle and I spoke my chant that was specific for this spell into it. I have tongs, so I would drop the money, in. And I dropped my change in, 7 cents. And I put a nickel on the backside, and then I put a penny on my front side, and then a penny to my right side, okay? And that's where they stayed throughout the entire time, right? About the last day, maybe 2 days before the end of my candle, all of the change floated to that right side. You can see the top of that penny right there. And then maybe possibly down here you can see a little. Okay. The way that candle was positioned, that was actually what reads as your future side, okay? And this was a money working, right? A prosperity working. So to me, like, I looked and I feel that this burn was just so much cleaner than the previous two. So I was thinking, man, I really feel that this working is doing well. And when that change floated over to the future side, I was just like, okay, prosperity is in my future. I just keep working, right? So when this candle finally burnt out and the wax solidified to where it was gonna stay, I said I felt that I was done running this candle. I felt that energy was just where I needed it to be. And I'm getting ready to work on, I wanted to make a money powder. I seen it on Lady Grave Dancer's channel, and I think she has got some awesome ideas, right? So again, I kind of do my own twist. I took $1 and I popped it into that candle, okay? Because I felt maybe there was still some of that really good energy. Again, I feel like I got my spell to where I needed it to be, okay? So then I just had this back over in its little spot where it was at to burn. Oh, there's my little ducky. He's all ready for spring. And look, he was ready for money to rain down on him, right? Okay, so best part about this, and the only reason why I'm actually making this YouTube video, is because I wasn't going to have time to do it tomorrow, right? Because tomorrow I'm going to be busy cashing this. Yeah, $1,000. And it wasn't owed to me. Actually, what had happened is I had apparently referred somebody to do something, and they went ahead and did it, and they put my name on it, and the company sent me $1,000. Like, that's a legitimate check, and it's mine. And it came after my third candle run. Like I said, I just felt like it was right, and it decided to rain, right? I mean, I know $1,000 isn't huge, but it is for me. I actually, what I had asked for was nowhere near this. I really only asked for about $600 because that was going to cover the couple of bills that I just needed a little bit of help with. So instead of robbing Peter to pay Paul this time, I looked inside and I kept with my work and I got my energy right. And I got a check for $1,000 that I was not expecting. How freaking cool is that?